Well, good morning, everyone. Here we are, we're continuing on with another week of virtual preschool. So let's figure out what day it is today. Who remembers what day it was the last school day we had? Yes, Monday. So Monday, Tuesday was a 3's class day. So today is, yes, Wednesday. So let's move our frog down to Wednesday. All right, let's come on over here. Who remembers the name of our month? Remember, October is gone. We have a new month called November. So let's count the turkey numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. What comes next? 10. And let's see here. Brown, yellow, orange. Brown, yellow, orange, brown. So number 10 on a brown turkey. And this was a 3's class day, so we need to do one more day. So 8, 9, 10, 11. So let's see. Brown, yellow, orange, brown, yellow. Yes. So a number 11 on a yellow turkey. So let's say the date. Today is Wednesday, November 11th. And remember, November is the month in which Thanksgiving comes. So that's coming up pretty soon. All right, let's figure out the weather today. So you need to look out your window and see if it is rainy, if it is partly cloudy, if it is snowy, if it is cloudy, if it is sunny, or stormy, or windy, or foggy. And remember, there can be more than one kind of weather in a day. So let's see what it feels like outside now. So if you step out the door at your house, does it feel hot? Does it feel cold? Does it feel warm? Or does it feel cool? So you will need to step out to determine what it's like at your house. So we have been talking about food this week and last week, right? So far we've talked about 3 different food groups. We've talked about fruit, vegetables, and protein was the one we talked about on Monday. So today we'll talk about another one. But first, we are going to read a book. So in our mystery envelope, I have a book that some of you might have read before. There's a whole series of books that have similar kinds of stories, and kids seem to really like them. And in this book, it mentions one of the things in the food group that we're going to talk about today. So let's see what that might be. Let's pull it out. What's our book? This might look familiar to some of you. This is called If You Give a Mouse a Cookie. Now, there's lots of other ones by the same author, like If You Give a Moose a Muffin, and other ones like that. But this one is If You Give a Mouse a Cookie. So let's find out what happens if you give a mouse a cookie. If you give a mouse a cookie, you can see that little boy is holding up a cookie, trying to tempt the mouse. He's going to ask for a glass of milk. When you give him the milk, see the mouse hanging over the side of the glass of milk? He'll probably ask you for a straw. When he's finished, he'll ask for a napkin. Then he'll want to look in a mirror to make sure he doesn't have a milk mustache. When he looks into the mirror, he might notice his hair needs a trim. So he'll probably ask for a pair of nail scissors. Now, we don't usually cut our hair with nail scissors, But mice are so small. That's what size scissors they would need to trim their hair, right? When he's finished giving himself a trim, he'll want a broom to sweep up. He'll start sweeping. He might get carried away and sweep every room in the house. Boy, I wish you'd come to my house and do that. He may even end up washing the floors as well. When he's done, he'll probably want to take a nap. What an industrious mouse. You'll have to fix up a little box for him with a blanket and a pillow. He'll crawl in, make himself comfortable, and fluff the pillow a few times. He'll probably ask you to read him a story. You see what he's using for a pillow? That's like a makeup applicator. So you'll read to him from one of your books, and he'll ask to see the pictures. When he looks at the pictures, he'll get so excited he'll want to draw one of his own. He'll ask for paper and crayons. He'll draw a picture. Now that is something I have never seen, a mouse drawing a picture. When the picture is finished, he'll want to sign his name. Oh, it looks like he drew his mouse family. With a pen. Then he'll want to hang his picture on your refrigerator, which means he'll need Scotch tape. He'll hang up his drawing and stand back to look at it. Looking at the refrigerator will remind him that, look at there, standing right there staring at his picture on the refrigerator. He's thirsty. So, look who's fallen asleep in the chair after having to clean up after the mouse. He'll ask for a glass of milk. And chances are, if he asks for a glass of milk, he's going to want a cookie to go with it. All right, so did anyone hear some different foods that they talked about in the book? Let's see, the mouse first and at the very beginning and at the very end drank a glass of milk. Yes. So today we are talking about the dairy food group. All right, dairy food group is everything that is made out of milk and also dairy alternatives. So dairy and dairy alternatives. Alternatives are, so like some people don't drink or eat milk products, either because that's their choice or because they have a food intolerance, which means their tummy hurts if they eat it. So they might use something like something else. They might eat something else instead of the milk. So we have dairy and dairy alternatives, all right? So we have yogurt, which is made out of milk. And remember we talked about milk comes from cows. Cheese is made out of milk, and milk comes from cows. Ice cream is made out of milk, and milk comes from cows. These are cheese curds. Pudding is also usually made out of milk, one of the ingredients. Here's a glass of milk. This is something you can find at the store called evaporated milk. Not exactly sure what it is, but sometimes recipes call for it. And we have a soy beverage. So this would be a dairy alternative. Sometimes people, if they don't drink milk, they might drink soy milk, something called soy milk. And then we have butter, which is also made out of milk. All right. So there's lots of dairy dairy alternatives too, like things made out of almond milk, and different kinds of dairy products or dairy alternative products made out of plant products. All right. I'm not really a very good expert on those, but there's a lot of them. All right. So today we need to add another food to our paper plate. Remember, you've been holding on to your paper plate because we need to keep adding foods to it. So we're going to add one more today, and the next day you come, we will add, or not come, but join me, we will add our last one, okay? So far we have oranges, which are a fruit, broccoli, which is a vegetable, and a hamburger, which is a protein. So we need to find a milk product or a milk alternative product. So let's see, I wonder which one's the best to look at here. This one looks like it has more food. Chips, nope, that is not a milk product. Chips are made out of, well, potato chips are made out of potatoes. Let's see here. Do. Ah, you know what? I think that's some cheese right there. And there's cheese on that pizza too. Let's see. What am I gonna pick? I think I'm just gonna pick this cheese. So in my magazine there's a picture of, it's probably some Parmesan cheese down there. Parmesan cheese is one of my favorites. So I'm gonna pull this page out like I often do just to make it a little easier to cut. And I'm going to have my scissors in my hand with my thumb up. And I'm going to cut around the cheese. This cheese is kind of small, but that's okay. And then I'm going to put some glue on the back of my cheese and stick it on my plate. So cheese is a dairy product. It's made out of milk, and milk comes from cows. And cows usually live on farms, right? So we've been talking a lot about where our food comes from during our small group time, haven't we? All right, so that is our plate that we've been working on. All right, in your packet, you also have a set of something called All About the Number. And so this one says all about the number 1. And so it has lots of different things to do. It says color the number 1, so you can color it. Color 1 square, write the number 1, write the word 1, draw 1 tally. A tally is just a line. Circle the word 1, add 1, subtract 1, and then circle the grouping representing the number 1. So you'll find the sets of pictures that only have 1 in them, all right? And it's the same for all the numbers, all the way up to number 10, okay? So that's something you can work on for your numbers, all right? So that is what I have to share with you today. I will show you the rest of our work on Friday. I will see some of you today at 10:30 for small group time, and we will be having a food group scavenger hunt, all right? So you will be searching for foods from different food groups during our small group time today. We kind of had fun with that yesterday, so I think you will enjoy it. All right, so I will see you all later. Have a great day, and bye, everyone.